and we should be alive. Yeah, we are alive, but we also should be live. Back and again in the verse. Yeah, back again in the verse. Yeah, we are tired. Tired. It was so far a hard and difficult week for us, mainly in work life. And that's why we kind of like it to come to the verse and do something, right? But as you can see, the video, this raw gameplay title is titled Crisis. Yeah, we are in a crisis somehow. And it's not because everyone else is in a crisis, but we are in a crisis because of we do not know what to do here in the verse. Yeah. We are salvagers and we did some salvaging contracts over in Pyro. No, one. We did one contract in Pyro and we collected or scrapped the hulls and decomposed the whole ship. So we got RMCs and CMs and found a way to sell it. But our suspicion was fulfilled that the overlords will dump the prices even more, and that what we claimed that salvaging in a classical manner is not worth the effort. And we did that in different ways to find out, or let's say to verify if that actually is the case, and it is the case. And we did that with finding contracts, for one, and do that, but also do salvaging in general, right? Salvage strolling, we call them. Why do we have two boxes down there? We shouldn't have done that. So we are looking for the stims. If it comes to the money, we can say compared to the Third Reich, in the Fourth Reich it is way easier to make money. Period. It is easier to make a sustainable amount of money. But since everything is getting, let's say, everything gives you more money than it did in the Third Reich, you start to compare, okay, what is there? I need to make sure that we, okay, this is Farn's Way. Coming in. Farn. This corner here. Is Lowville. This corner over here is Casillo. So we have 4 Farnsway. Yeah, when everything when everywhere prices, or let's say reward, increases, which is generally good, because that means you can do progress money-wise because of the financial rewards. But if there is several stuff you can do, and everything gives you more money than it did in the Third Reich, then you compare all these, let's say, contracts offered, or let's say money-making opportunities you start to compare these to find out which one gives you the most money with what conditions. Yeah. And one condition is the risk aspect. They always say no risk, no reward, or risk or reward. So if there is a lot of risks, you will have a higher reward. And we always proclaimed, yeah, if you have the effort, you also should get rewarded. And from that, what we have seen is hauling is a lot of effort, yeah, and it is also a lot of money. And we did the hauling aspect just primarily because we have a ship that is capable of doing some small hauling contracts. And since the renting options, which is awesome, we can even increase our hauling enterprise even more without the need of buy a ship. We can just do hauling instead with rented ship. And so we can rent basically a ship and make money through the ship rentals in order to have an actual career as a hauler, for example, right? But we are not really hauler. We just want to do the hauling stuff as a leisure time. That means that we just do it when we are not bored out, but more like to give some diversity in our gameplay, roleplay type of style here. And yeah, we did that. The No Man's crew did that. We did hauling stuff. And we made quite some progress, to be honest. Let's do this stuff here first. Yeah, we did that more or less successfully. And what we are, this fucking contract tracking, we just deactivated, and now we are not even in the ship. Contract tracking is already activated. So annoying. It's so stupid. CIG, for that matter, think and behave like they treat the player base as infants. And when we check Spectrum, we do not wonder why. Yeah, we do not wonder why. Yeah. And so, let's say we kind of invented a new hobby for us, and that would be trading. We wanted to do trading. Instead of hauling, we do trading. That's why when we did hauling contracts, we also did check out what kind of commodity terminals there are and what goods they buy and what goods they sell to what price. And that primarily when max inventory and or out of stock. And only those. Yeah, and so for us, it was the aspect of data collection, yeah, data mining, data analysis, and so on. This is what we like to do, and it is the same. Like if we can close here the stupid non-functional manager. It is also the aspect when we do hauling, the challenge of the logistics to place. It is difficult to walk fast. The challenge we face when we do hauling is where to put the boxes, how to put the boxes, and to keep track on which boxes needs to go somewhere, and at the end, of course, deliver it properly as the contract itself wants us to deliver. And that is not that difficult. Once you found a scheme, it is not that difficult. It is actually quite repetitive after a while. And yeah, the effort stays the same depending on how many contracts you stack, because that would be basically the additional challenge you set yourself. Yeah, how can you make it even more challenging? And for us, it was stacking contracts as much as possible. And of course, as you can see, we are limited in space, so we cannot stack the boxes endlessly. I need to be aware of what boxes we place where. And the trading would be, of course, we need to do effort in order to be able to buy commodities and want to make a profit out of it. And we did that quite a lot. We spent over the past 2 weeks probably 6 up to 8 million. Yeah, we spent and lost. So what kind of motivation do we have after this experience to continue doing trading when we have loss? Yeah, to be fair, the loss happens not only because of elevators not work, random ship explosions. Sometimes they also happen because our inability to fly, to pilot. When we are in cruise control, is this the fastest one? No. When we are in cruise control while flying towards a planet and then crash into the planet, we do not need to wonder, right? And then losing the cargo, the commodities as well, no wonder, absolutely no wonder. It's our fault. 7. And when we compare trading with cargo, what's the difference and what is the similarity? So the difference is, when you do cargo, you get a contract. You need to go there, pick up the boxes, bring the boxes to somewhere, and contract is done. In trading, you do basically the same, but there is no fuck! But there is no contract. And in trading, you also have upfront payments. Yeah, you need to pay to be able to buy the goods, have the same effort to load the boxes on site, bring it to another site and sell it there, and have the hope that it is out of stock to get the best price. But compare it to the hauling, you do not need to have money in order to be able to do the hauling. You do not even need to have a ship like we have in order to do hauling. You just do rent, and you are able to stack money with basically no risk, but only effort. And don't get me wrong, the payment for doing hauling is great, it's awesome. But compared to the trading, you do not make that amount of money with trading unless you have a Caterpillar, a C2 or something like that. Probably even a Starlancer Max, maybe. Starlancer Max may be in the range of giving you enough trading opportunities to make an essential buck. And of course, yeah, if it's only limited to making money and how making money fast, like many money addicted people do, then you definitely need to say that trading money-wise, it's not worth the effort. And the same goes for salvaging. Doing hauling scrap hauls and construction materials, the effort, it's not worth the effort. And even ship salvaging, at least that's what we did so far. Yeah, maybe we didn't do it correctly. Maybe we haven't done it properly. It is also not worth the effort because the prices for what we get from the components and weapons, especially the default components, it's way too less. It's not worth the effort. And we totally get that. The standard components in the ships, that they do not give that amount of money. Because if you want to buy the standard components, you also do not need to buy much money. Yeah? The jump module, for example, for the Aurora was less than 5,000, for example. And one single simple hauling contract gives you 50k, 10 times more. And even if, what was it? The Vulture, Abrat modules and Trawler modules, 5k. It is dirt cheap, basically. And the only one material, as far as we noticed, is that attritions 4 and 5, they give you a decent amount of money if you want to sell it. But especially the attrition 5, they are so big, you need to have the cargo capacity in order to transport. And with the Vulture, you do not have the capacity to transport an attrition 5. And then you need to find a location where to sell it. And we did it in Lowell because Lowell is our hometown. And yeah, we could make 50k per gun. But even then, I mean, even with the Zeus, we bring probably 4 or 5, yeah, 5 probably not, into the Zeus. What is going on with gravitational?
Docking request initiated. Docking unavailable. Landing gear deployed.
Yeah, and yeah, just for the money. If it's only for the money, it's not worth the effort. And of course, we still love doing salvaging. This is something we really do. And it is, for us at least, not about the money when we do salvaging. It's more like the exploration, yeah, to find a spot where we have destructed or destroyed ships And we try to create narratives, how it came to that situation. What we find is the aftermath of something. Yeah, this is the aspect of salvaging what we love. And then, of course, just to explore, discover what kind of stuff we can take out of this spot where we found something to salvage. This is the reason why we do salvaging. It is just chilling, relaxing, exploring, and create your own story why stuff happens. But if it comes for money, then it is not worth the effort. It is just not. And it is, yeah, when we want to do this hauling stuff, we need to have a bigger ship than the Zeus. Because we know now what to expect in the experienced rank, what kind of contracts there are, and even in here in the members rank, there are contracts you cannot do with the Zeus in one go. That means you need to fly back and forth at least 2 times, if not more, in order to accomplish the contract. And this is something that we definitely want to avoid, to fly more than one time to do one simple contract. And just for that, we want to have a bigger ship. And this is what gameplay in general is about, right? Thriving to make money in order to be able to buy ships. And if you do it like we do, doing this hauling stuff, yeah, we need to have a bigger ship in order to accomplish higher ranks. And this gameplay we do in the Fourth Reich is primarily more the gaming aspect, like the gameplay stuff, where we do what they offer us to do as a video game. And we are still aware that Star Citizen is an early access attack preview, but when we check how many patches they had been since they introduced the 324 hauling patch, where they promoted the new profession, if you will, inside Star Citizen, and how much bugged and fucked up hauling still is, and therefore also trading. It is just amazing. 10. Okay, now we have a double one here. 9 patches had been out there. We experienced and we played 9 patches. No, 10. 10 patches. We need to count on 10 properly. 10 patches, and they are still not able.
Engines are on.
And we highly doubt that this is an actual question of ability and competence
Landing gear
to
raised.
achieve that. No. And we had been right for many times, and it's not about right or wrong or whatever, but our suspicion, our gut feeling confirms often, and we really can say it is intentional. They do not want to fix that. It's no priority to fix stuff that doesn't work, because they do not want to make a video game. And if you scroll back somewhere around the stream we did, is Star Citizen a dead horse? We have been talking about. And it is really like that. It is not really dead. Yeah, you still can bet on the dead horse, but it will do not do the finish line. It still could, if the decision makers want to do, but they do not. They do not want to. And if you are the one, the cult member, the believer, the one who is emotionally involved in this drama almost, just to make clear, the way it is set up, it is designed not to be finished anywhere, anytime. It is not. And we had watched a video, it is more like 7 months old, from Asmongold. I think he did 2 videos or streams or whatever, where he was talking about Star Citizen. And in one particular, he had 2 people in interview, and what one of these interviewee was saying was eyebrow raising to us, and it was, he was mentioning that there had been a democratic vote. A democratic vote. If the pledgers want to have a standalone game, or if they want Star Citizen, or the Cloud Imperium games for that matter, want to continue perfecting Star Citizen, the MMO. And the democratic vote said, continue doing that perfection. And so they do, since then and ever since. But nevertheless, they also did the standalone game called Squadron. But up until now we have no proof nor evidence that this game actually exists. We had seen footage at CitizenCon, and as far as we noticed, we couldn't verify that there was actually a game that they showed us. They showed us screens that we are familiar with, Star Citizen. The HUD, the UI, when you have the helmet on. This is something that we could, let's say, identify, yeah? But does that make automatically to be the game? The gameplay? No. And everything else, also the trailer of the Star Engine, they didn't show the game in that video. They showed the world they created with Star Engine, with CryEngine, and what they did was doing a virtual camera tour through that world seamlessly. Of course, without loading, without anything, without nothing. So just like that, what is, let's say, considered be the unique selling point of Star Citizen. No visible loading screen during gameplay. Yeah, that is something what they showed in the Star Citizen trailer. This is something what they showed at CitizenCon. They showed video footage created within this game engine, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And we had seen a YouTuber that is a self-proclaimed filmmaker, and he watched the Squadron 42 trailer, and his title was "No way, this is a video game review or critic as a filmmaker." And after 60 seconds, we said, this is no way a filmmaker. If a filmmaker is not able to identify a film and is not able to distinguish that film or video to a video game, then he does not know what a film or video production actually is. He doesn't need to know what a game is, but if he doesn't know what a video is, a film is, and cannot distinguish between video and game, yeah. Because they showed, this is something what we can say, they showed footage from the game engine. The footage was created with the game engine. And so we can say, it is basically the game, but it's not. It is a video used the game engine. That's it. And this is something what we noticed while we had watching the live stream of CitizenCon. It is cultish. It is a cult event. And people do not like to hear it, but they are so blended in their in the illusions they have, in the hope they have there, and even sometimes the copium. Well, some people are coping, and that coping mechanism that sets in them is hoping even more. And so they clap after everything they say, they clap after everything they see, and CIG just gets away with it. They are. What is this? DCO6, okay. So where are we? We are at Casillo. Yeah, and that's why people do not like us, because we talk what is. And when we talk about the illusion, we mention the illusion. And some people cannot distinguish between what is real and what is not. And when we point that out, what it is real and what is not, what they may think this is real, and we say no, it's not, it's fiction. They cannot comprehend. It's okay not to be able to comprehend. But if you would be honest to yourself, you would admit that you cannot complain. You want to have that as a reality. And we met some people. Not in real life, but online, global chat and stuff. So this is Lowville, DCO6. Yeah, and so Star Citizen is a buggy mess. It always was, or at least since we are here, it always was. And we can say, if you just consider that howling aspect, where you get contracts, get boxes, have an elevator you need to utilize in order to get the boxes and deliver the boxes, we would say 80%, 85% of our experience was good. Yeah? And we do not talk tractor beam, we just talk about the function of getting the contract, getting the amount of box that is contained in the contract, and the check-in process at the delivery location. This is what we are talking when we talk about hauling. 85% we had good experience. Where we have, let's say, 85% negative experience, hauling was always on moons, outposts, mining facilities and stuff like that, where the elevators do not work. And this is what we point out that CIG is intentionally not fixing. Yeah, they don't fix anything. They patch. And sometimes it's even like when we read, yeah, we start reading we start reading Spectrum, because the entertainment factor in Spectrum is even higher than the gameplay itself. People talk about fixes. I fixed this, I fixed that. And even in the global chat we hear that, we read that a lot. Hey, how to fix this, how to fix that. And where did we see it? On YouTube. YouTubers also make videos titled how to fix, how to this, how You do not fix anything. Just to be clear, you do not fix anything. If somebody would fix anything, then it would be Cloud Imperium Games, the developing house of Star Citizen. But they do not. Okay, this is a harsh statement. They do fix stuff. We just don't see it. We just don't see it. Because every bug there was and still is, we experienced ourselves. We could verify that these bugs, the self-proclaimed fixed bugs and released through patches, they are still remaining on some shards. Yeah. These issues, as far as we noticed, yeah,
Quantum drive is
still
now
to be
off.
verified, but what we noticed is it is shard-based. And our suspicion is this could be a potential reason why CIG is actually not able to fix these issues. It's not their intention. Let's say the root of the intention to not want to fix it is because they cannot fix it. Because it's way too difficult for them to identify those defects. Defect shards. Yeah. And if you release a new gameplay loop, hauling, and after 10 patches allegedly fixes, you still do not fix elevators. You can tell me anything what you want, but something that you need to be aware of. We do not believe what you say. And you do not need that. You do not need to take that personally, yeah? It is just us. We do not believe. You can talk shit and be aware. If we think it is worth to look into it, we do. We verify. And when we do verify, we also be able and willing to make a statement. Yeah, and that's why people do not like us, because when we do this statement, it is factual, it is evidence. Everybody, absolutely everybody with somewhat of a clear mind is able to verify our statement and not proclaim, but also admit that our statement is true. Yeah, wrong key. And so when we state, our observation is that these bugs and issues are related to the shards, then you can verify, yeah? Find a server where the Terra Mills elevators do not work. Open up this display info thing display info 4. Yeah, that is a valid command. On the top right, there will be the information on what site, region, and on what server you are. It's called authority server. It is basically 2 lines below population. Population is the information about shard per server. 77 server and 557 shard, whatever that means. But below, yeah, it's also a shard ID. The shard ID here is, on that what we are, is pub for public, US, ELB, and then a number, 190. You can log out, log in, take a ship with a bed, do bad log around terror mills, make sure that you are on a different shard, find out how many US server for that matter work, and do statistic. Note every single shard ID, note every single authority server, and do statistics. And afterwards you have the ratio of success. And you do the same thing on the region EU, Asia, and Australia, and do statistics. And then at the end you have an overall statistic, yeah? But the question is how can you lock yourself into a specific shard? This would be an absolutely interesting question for everybody. If all people who watch our stream and really dive into, like we do, and find out which shard works properly. Let's do fairy tale. There is one shard that worked absolutely perfect. Everything runs smooth, high frame rate, no bugs, no issues, because that is the very particular shard where CIG publishes all the fixes. And they give it out as a quest for everybody who is striving for the perfect shard. Yeah, if you can lock yourself in to a shard that works for your particular gameplay, everybody would run for that particular shard that absolutely works smooth and perfect. Yeah, take that as a quest. Find that particular and verify all the stuff that we say. This fucking quantum jumping that doesn't work, especially with the RSI Taurus. It's so annoying. You cannot quantum travel in one jump somewhere around Crusader. Not even from Crusader to a moon, not even for Seraphim to a moon. You cannot even yeah, it's just not possible. And then luckily we have a friend, he said it is because of the cooler. So we thought, okay, why the cooler doesn't make sense. So we turned off the cooler and it actually worked. We could quantum travel.
Landing gear raised.
Yeah. The cooler's off is the workaround, yeah, not the fix. It is the workaround. If your ship calibrates to a quantum jump, and right when you what's going on? Do we need a new keyboard? Oh, there's a ship coming.
Landing gear deployed.
Zeus. I think the Zeus is too big for this landing pad. Yeah, it's too big. Yeah, quantum travel. You need to turn off the coolers in order to quantum travel at the very first time and constantly after calibration. If you do not turn off coolers, it might be that your ship calibrates but you cannot jump. You need to recalibrate and then you may jump. Yeah, so we get rid of the coolers in the Taurus, and since we did that, we have another effect that also happened before, especially around Crusader, but we cannot jump long distance. That also happens with the Zeus, that happens with the Aurora. It's nothing new. But in the fiction, it would make sense that this behavior is because the quantum drive needs to cool down. Yeah, then we are totally fucked up. When CIG implements the cooler effect, comes into place, has an effect, and they do balk the quantum travel because you cannot calibrate and jump when your cooler is on. You know what I'm saying? You can verify that. If you calibrate but cannot jump, turn off coolers, it would work. That is not for every ship. The Zeus does not have the problem. At least so far we couldn't notice that. For the Taurus, awful. Where are all the people? Yeah, and we did analysis regarding to the elevator. Our first suspicion was the elevators do not work because of the wind. Yeah, imagine that. The wind is the cause why elevators on the moons do not work. Moons in outpost. But we had been wrong. Kovalex armor. We had been wrong, it has nothing to do with the wind. And then we thought, okay, the wind and in combination of when there is the loading screen, nobody wants to admit that it is, transfer to warehouse or loading content. And what is the other one? Transferring. If you click and there is this screen and you get... Oh look, there are... Beauty. We like the hair. We also like this hair. Where are you looking? Yeah, you turn your head, but you do not look at me. Oh, this looks like Paki. It's interesting. We hear boxes. Somebody's tractor beaming boxes. Should we go down to the hangar to see who's there? Nah, we only did our own thing, no? Ah, here he is. Nothing that we are interested in. Oh, the knife! Oh, he has a knife. Yeah. Yeah, it's not the wind. And it's also not leaving this not existing loading screen. earlier before it is done. And it's quite weird, yeah. We did some tests, we went to a place. What's wrong with you? Maybe there are more of these people. Stuck. Just got distracted. Yeah, these elevators. We had been on places. We had been to places the elevator worked, so we did buy commodity goods and we went to that very same elevator that worked, but after we bought the stuff it didn't work. Yeah, even if you land there and you check the elevators before you do, you might expect it doesn't work afterwards. It is just randomly. It is just randomly that it works or not. And although we haven't been outside during this time, because we just went inside, did buying the commodities, went outside and the elevator didn't work. We suspect that nobody was there in this very short amount of time. There was no player who had been able during this time to defect the elevator. However, we can defect the elevator. Nobody was there. Did we go inside here? So that means these elevators do intentionally not work. Yeah, we just had been here. And that's why they do not fix it. Works as intended. There is a particular reason why they do not work. We just haven't figured out what it is. Maybe just to make it more challenging, don't know. But it's stupidly annoying. It's stupidly annoying. And we haven't talked about the tractor beam yet. Yeah, what else? These elevators in the hubs, or sometimes even in cities, sometimes they do not work. We haven't experienced that much. We haven't experienced that much that it doesn't work, but we have. And this is actually game breaking. If players, yeah, those who still believe that Star Citizen is a game, or could be a game one day, if you cannot get out of the hubs, and even if you make it out of the hub but cannot get into your hangar, and if you make it out of the station because somebody gives you a ride and you go somewhere and you cannot You can claim all your ships, but you do not get retrieve your ships. Especially if you only have a starter ship, one particular ship, and that one you cannot. And we experienced that. We experienced that at our very beginning of our, let's say, life as a citizen in the stars. It's game breaking. It's absolutely game breaking. But Cloud Imperium games has no intention. They do not show any intention to actually fix it. Yeah. They say, oh, this year we focus us on playability. We have no idea what game CIG is playing. Or do we? Yeah? Or do we? We know what game they play, and we also know what business they are in. We are totally aware of. Yeah, and people say we are nitpicky. Nitpicky? What is the word? Every word on the gold. Yeah, we dissect every single word. Yeah, we do that. And there is a particular reason why we do that. We are aware of the word magic. And the word magic doesn't work at us. Because we are aware. And of course sometimes we fall still into the trap because we discover just a tiny part of the capability of this magic. But we are aware, and we are constantly aware when we get into new lingo to find out where is the magic happen. And as soon as we figure that out, and we always point that out, you click every single time when you start Star Citizen on a I acknowledge button. And if you do not read what you do acknowledge, you do not need to wonder. Yeah, and we can say, yeah, business practice of CIG, or this time not even CIG, this is something what many people do not differentiate or distinguish. It is Robert Space Industries who is on the other side of your contract in commerce, not Cloud Imperium game. So whenever shady business practice is going on, it is Robert Space Industries that does the shady practice. And it happens that Cloud Imperium games also has the same head as Robert Space Industries. Yeah, it might be that Cloud Imperium games has potential developers, good developers, experienced developers. They know what they're doing. But if the decision makers say, I don't care about your skills, you do what I say, yeah, potentials will leave the house someday. And with that decision, we got the verification that Cloud Imperium games, or for that matter, the decision makers, have absolutely no intention to finish the game. And when we go back to the guy who did that interview with Asmongold, he said, and yes, we copy what he said. He said, the game is already finished. Star Citizen as an MMO is already finished. So the question is the definition of done, yeah? What is the definition of done? And we, as a player, fan, fanatic, a cult member, we absolutely do not say this is finished, because for some reason we do not want that Star Citizen will be finished, yeah? And our suspicion is deep down, everybody knows Star Citizen is fucked. It is a question of time. It's a question of time when they close doors. And yeah, and so we say we do not want that Star Citizen ever will be finished, because as long as they have the bug situation, we have at least that bugginess. And from the Third Reich to the Fourth Reich, we practice basically Zen. Yeah, we listened to an interview recently, and I think it was Mr. Kraken. Probably it was Mr. Kraken. He said something about practicing Zen, and that's kind of on point. Our impatience that we have, we practice here in Star Citizen. So we did 3 member ranks today, in that more or less 1 hour, and we probably need to do 3 more of these kind of contracts. The thing is, what we claim to be is that we need to do every contract once. At least in the junior and rookie rank, that is not the case. You do not need to do every contract once in order to rank up. So we have already taken a contract, the Hurl Tour, Processed Ice. We have another Hurl Tour, but with the same goods. This is difficult. We need to take a contract, load the ship, and take the other contract with the same material and load that again. But we know now we have 55 minutes time to take the contract. So let's have a look. If we have another contract around the Hurl Tour that is probably in the members rank. No. We have a mixed one from Everest to Farnsway, Spaceport and Hurl 5. This is interesting. We probably never did that. We don't do it today. Here we have another one. This gives us a lot of money, but it is still, it is again the same destination. And this is Sisyphus. Yeah, we planned to listen to an audiobook, Sisyphus. And here we got 4 Sakura, yeah, Sakura. So here are 2 contracts, high paid, doing the same tour, the same destination. That would be easy money to do that. Oh, this looks great. We are already here. Reclamation and disposal. These elevators we can say 98% from all the elevators at these disposal locations, they had been fixed. And the reason why they had been fixed is they are built differently. Although for our understanding, these elevators has the highest potential to be damaged due to wrong handling of the player bases. But they work fine. Oh, this is interesting. So this is basically the way back. We have Rider and Reclamation in the other, and Upper Ray is probably a new one. Let's have a check. We will take those. Yeah, Hadley and Upper Ray are different, and the other 2 are the same. So we will deliver these, and we need to go to Upper Ray to pick up boxes. This sounds good. We will take these. We haven't checked the material. Always check material. So we have stims from Tisa 2. Now, and as you can see, we don't do it for the money. We are not running for the money. What we are doing is we are going for the rank. We want to see what's beyond the members rank, because in the Third Reich we did a lot of because we had bigger ships. Yeah, we had bigger ships in the Third Reich. We wanted to find, but we never managed to get higher. And maybe it is the fact that we didn't have the strategy to do every single contract at least once. Yeah, and now we did, and that's why we are way higher ranked than we had been in the Third Reich. And that we need to say after 1 month. Yeah, we didn't do only hauling, but if you would do hauling because you want to be a space trucker, you can rank up to experienced rank minimum with your starter ship, but with the renting options. You can do that. And when you are in the experienced rank, then you have issues because you need to have a bigger ship. You definitely need to have a bigger ship, so you need to run for money. After you get into the members rank, you gotta need to run for the money in order to get the bigger ship. Of course, you can pledge if you want to. Pledge for a ship that is capable. We are looking for the hull B, to be honest. Yeah, these... If we would be around here with the Taurus, we would have no issue to make 700 up to 800 with stacking these member ranked contracts around 100. They always have the same: Tisa, Casillo, Sakura, Farnsway. These are the most mentioned destinations. Here again, Farnsway, Casillo, Sakura, Tisa. If you stack all these contracts, do the logistic properly, you will get all this money, and you also will get the rank up. So if we would do that, when we would go to ask our friend to get his Taurus, or go to Microtech to rent the Taurus, we would make easily money. And when we just see the boxes, what do they have? 4 SUs, yeah. It is not that painful. 1 SU boxes, 51 SU boxes. It's bigger boxes. Yeah, it is bigger SUs, but the amount of boxes. You do not need to have, to be honest, you do not need to have a Taurus, no. But we would utilize a Taurus because just the cargo bay has lots more space where you can distribute Taurus all your contracts destination. We are basically limited with the SUs on 4 locations to deliver, more or less limited. And as you can see here, the Taurus, we had here Cruel 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 location easily. And we have here a proper 4 destinations grid layout, how we could place boxes. But if you only have boxes like this, 6, 8, 8, you can stack them massively. Here you see all of them, always the same 4 destinations. And sometimes it might be that you need to go to DC06. So it would be easy, it would be absolutely easy to rank up here. And with easy, that means, yeah, there is effort behind this contract. There is effort. Don't underestimate that. Okay, so what is this? Teaser from here to somewhere. we should have checked the material, god damn it. Okay, so let's see. Here we have two more, Han and Pinewood. So you can see what we see. Yeah, you can see. Contract 1. Yeah, it's just the first contract. We have in total 18 SCU of 128 that we can deliver. We have 2 different materials, 1 pickup and 3 delivery. First contract. Second contract is this one from TISA as well. Here we have 4, 2, 3. 1 material, 1 pickup, 3 destinations. Then this is the hurl tool. Then we do the other tool, yeah. So we have 3 different contracts here. And the third contract is from Rider to TISA. It's not only from Rider. Yeah, you need to be aware. This is something what we haven't noticed before, since what we all only noticed here in the Fourth Reich. Here we have Rider to TISA, but we need to go to Rider, disposal, and operate. And this is important to understand. You need to read the contract on the left side. Yeah, read the small printings, not the big one. All right. So, but the amount of boxes are correct. This is reliable. The material would probably be the same, or would be accurate. So it is basically the different way, right? 3 pickups, 1 delivery. But we need to be aware that operate is no delivery. It's only a pickup. And here's the same in the other way around. Hadley is the only one to deliver and no pickup. And then we do here, somewhere here. Contract 1. 1 pickup and 3 deliveries. Okay, so rider would be the last one. And here we have 4 SU of stims, 2 SUs of stims, Hadley, and stims TISA to Orint. 3 boxes. Second contract. TISA Rider is on the moon. Pinewood is the only one. Pinewood will be the last one when we come back. Pinewood, Rider. Here we have 3 food and 7 ice. For food to Han. Yeah, when we go to Orinth, we could go to Pinewood, because Pinewood is just a single one, nothing to pick up from there. We have some boxes to pick up from Orinth. That would have, it is just 3 contracts. So we do the steams first. Okay, we say, frame drops? Yeah. 15 Pinewood. Probably here. Orinth probably here. Then we have 2 Hurston locations delivered, but also capacity to load more stuff. And everything what we load will come back to teaser anyways. That would be Orinth and Pinewood. What we thought it would be the last, it's not. So what do we bring to... Yeah, again, this contract tracking is nuts. For ice, for Pinewood, steams, no, food. Pinewood, it is it is just easy in our mind, but it's absolutely stupid to place the first box in front and then need to. So what do we have? So we got 4 pies for Pinewood is loaded. Then we have 3 Orinth, 3 steams for Orinth. Steams, no. Steams. Steams. Yeah, we could even say, okay, wait, so, yeah. Hadley is also here on the planet. Yeah, this is actually even smarter like this. So we place all the contracts here. We'll be the first to leave the ship, and we'll make space for loading also from Opere. Yeah, Opere is the only one location we do not deliver, but we need to go there to load some stuff. Okay, so we have both of them loaded. Then we say Han for food. Yeah, here we can say left side is planetary, right side is moon. For food. And here we will make notes and say Han. And here we have 3 stems, orint, and in front of orint we have Hadley, and the other one is Pinewood. Okay. And then the rest, right? 4 stems. We see here 4 stems. 3 food. We see 3 food. And 7 pies. We'll go here. Yeah. I mean, this is what we meant. We could load the ship more, utilize the full capacity. We would do that, to be honest. We would do that when we do trading, but not holding contracts, because it's way too annoying to move boxes around for nothing. So for example, what do we have here? Why is Casillo still listed? And what is this? Well, this is Han. Yeah, Han is here. Han. All right, so we will be right back as soon as we left the hangar. All right. We will be right back. We will be right back. shard per server is 55.87 per 60 servers. But the shard number changes now is 50. Also the server changes. Is it because we are in server meshing? We switched. Well, probably we need to have an eye on the shard ID 473. So we go to Hadley. This is not Hadley. This is also not Hadley.
Bottom drive is now gone.
In our understanding, when we have a shard ID and the shard ID doesn't change, says that we do not change shard. Makes sense, right? But when shard per server, the numbers changing is in a server mesh, are there a couple of shards? Doesn't make sense that the shards numbers change. But it is listed as population. Population. Wait.
Shields
Oh, cruise control, that's why. Yeah, don't fly in texts or read texts.
docking request initiated. Docking unavailable. Landing gear deployed.
Hadley. Check in, green, perfect. Pinewood. Yeah, population. Then it would make sense when population changes. That means players come and go.
Engines are on.
Should we do loot?
Engines are off.
We just checked water level 40, and we thought maybe we need to find some water. Do we have stored some stuff here? No. But now? We do not have a pistol with us. Yeah, Hadley is a safe place so far. We had no issues. No issues with elevators, no issues with other players. Nah. And especially when you run around with contracted boxes, you don't need to be afraid. And this is something that comes into consideration when you do the decision, should it be trading or should it be hauling? You do not even have the risk of somebody will steal your goods. Because everybody knows they cannot do anything with contracted goods. Besides stealing, but they can't do anything. That also means griefers would be the only one who are interested in your goods, contracted goods. But that would be a wrong thing, because it is not that they are interested in your goods. They are interested in damage, creating damage to you. That's what they want. And exactly that intuitive looting panel here is the reason why we usually do, what do we have? 13 frames, yeah. That we do this one. So we do not need to wait to see what we could have. Just take everything. We watched another player doing this looting stuff, looting on, what was it, asteroid clusters in Pyro, and he doesn't have the waiting time. When he opens up the loot dialogue, he doesn't need to wait like we do. Hello. It's interesting. It's listed Universal Time, Sunday, August 13th. Universe time. They have 2980. It's not 2955. How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. What is the problem here? There is none. But yet there are boxes. contract. It looks like either the player is somewhere. There are also ground vehicles. A mining thing. What's that? Oh. Three boxes. Nothing in here. Empty. And also what we notice here is that we do not get private message. So we will take these boxes. Yeah, we fly over here. Looks like this player. Maybe this is the security aspect. Yeah, there are players, there are YouTubers, influencers. They claim there is no security. They promised, dear Lord, you promised security. We see that here on Earth as well. When people, citizens, call for security and governments feel forced to do something just to let people believe they got security, and then they do something that has absolutely nothing to do with security. And the main reason why it has nothing to do with security is because there is no such thing as a security. Security is an illusion. And then you can say, okay, what was first? Was the cry out from the people for security, or was it the selling of something called security and then people called for security? We do not know. But what we know is security is nothing real. It is an illusion. And therefore, there's a saying from a famous Freemason who said, if you give up your freedom for security, you will lose both. Yeah, and what's wrong with that saying? You only can lose stuff that you have. So when you say, okay, you have freedom, but you call for security, you will give up your freedom for security. So you do not lose freedom, you give it up. And you cannot lose security because there is none. Yeah, here we got the private message. And private message means the player is still online. Frame drops, 13 frames, 9 frames. Yeah. Yeah. And then they sell security, yeah. If you have, let's say, dark alleys or parkways, yeah, ways in the park, and you feel unsafe, unsecure, yeah, you feel you feel unsecure walking by yourself in the night through the park, and you cry out for security. What is the government doing? What is that? The government does what it think it can do in order to deliver you that security that you had been asking for, right? And what is it? yeah, we can put cameras. We can put lights. And this is what they do, yeah? Oh, these frames are fucking awful. And so they put cameras there in order to make you safe, make you feel safe. Yeah, this is joystick. And especially with the cameras, not with the light, but with the cameras, you give up your freedom. Yeah, you want to be observed. You want to be surveillanced because you feel unsafe. How stupid is that? I mean, play this scenario through, right? You are a young woman coming home from party, or not even party, just having fun with friends at their house. And you need to walk back home all by yourself. And you need to cross this particular park. And you feel unsafe. But the government does what they think they need to do in order to make you feel safe. So they put up lights so that a potential abuser, let's put it that way, a potential abuser or a potential rapist has a little more barrier to actually do what he is proclaimed what he is to do. But that is not enough, right? Now you need to have cameras, because not sure why, because maybe you want that somebody watches you being raped. Yeah, maybe that is the reason why you want to have cameras. So, okay, they put cameras there, still in the motivation to give you the feeling of being safe. But at the end, what happens, yeah, if there is a potential abuser, rapist, or whatever, somebody will watch us. Somebody will watch whatever that potential danger will do to you. It didn't prohibit, it didn't avoid, it didn't do anything to make that thing not happen. And afterwards, you are a victim of abuse. You are a victim of rape. You are a victim of whatever. Even it doesn't need to be that harsh. It can be like a robbery, theft, or maybe just getting hurt. Yeah, somebody comes and slaps you in the face or with the fist or something.
Landing gear raised.
The light didn't stop him or her. The cameras didn't stop. Yeah, and at the end, you say, okay, I go to the police and do the reports and everything. And what do? Eventually, they will check the camera, but because the light condition is so bad, they cannot recognize. They have a silhouette, they have a body statue. Because if the potential attacker has a hoodie on or something, there's nothing much to do. So tell me, where was the security? Where was the security in that? And that's why, at the end, you will give up your freedom and still have no security. Because if that would be an issue, that there is a particular park that brings a lot of potential of danger, especially in the night, then the only way to avoid anything uncomfortable, don't go into that park. It is that simple. But it is on my way home. Yeah, then go home earlier when it's daytime. Yeah, be responsible for yourself.
Quantum drive is now off.
Take a taxi. Don't go home alone. Have a friend coming to you. Sleep over. Or you go to a friend's sleepover. Or stay there at your friend's house. That would avoid the situation. No need for security. No need to give up freedom. Nobody needs to give up freedom because of you. Because you start to become responsible to yourself. Yeah, this is just one example. Probably a drastic example, but it is. Everybody can comprehend. And this tractor beam, yeah, that is why we started talking about security. It might be that these contracted boxes, as long as they are on the cargo bay, they are somewhat secured, saved. Nobody else can tractor beam them out.
Docking request initiated. Docking unavailable.
That is safety measure, yeah. But here in the game it is something different. In a video game it is something different. They can basically deactivate the function of tractor beaming. If somebody wants to tractor beam boxes that is contracted and do not belong to you. In reality, yeah, you cannot disable the function of rape, abuse, thief and theft. You cannot. You can write a law, but that law doesn't prevent anything. It is just an illusion, like we said. It is just an illusion. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh no, oh no. Hey, it is still here. The atlas. We do not need an atlas because we have an atlas, but we take him. So question is, what is that? Might be that this elevator doesn't work, yeah. And here we need to park over there because here we need to pick up boxes. And then we have Orint and Opere. Why don't we have boxes? We need to pick up boxes. Ah, okay. Opere and Orint. So then, yeah, we could have bring the box over here. Yeah, that is, it was actually Camoral. Camoral has a YouTube channel. We kind of like his humor. And he sees things clearly as well. He's still a little bit illusionized, but he sees things clearly and he finds clear words. And that is why we subscribe to his YouTube channel. But he was talking about that security. And what he doesn't, he probably is still in the cult. In the cult of believing in the government, believing of a higher force that governs government that governs his mental state. And so when the government, in this case it is CIG, Chris Roberts, when they promise you security in Stanton and do not deliver, he cries out and say, you promised us to deliver security, but there is none. We can now agree on there is not much security, but this tractor beaming, what we just saw before, is a form of security. Not a security as we would understand, it is more like a prevention. Yeah, you can functionally prevent that somebody steals your stuff. That is no security, but you can feel it as a security because you feel safe. You do not need to be afraid of somebody is coming and taking your contracted goods. Verified. We verified. There are mechanisms in place and active that prevents somebody to steal cargo goods. Yeah, contracted cargo goods. The question is, what did you understand? What is in your mind when you say security? And the same question you can ask CIG, what did you have in mind at the moment you promised us security? Yeah? What is your comprehension of security? What can you offer? They didn't declare, did they? And we cry out for security. And the only one thing that we come in mind is put security cameras in the park. No, that's no security. And the same goes here. I mean, since 401, since 4.0 alpha, since Pyro, and we have our primary location in Pyro, by the way.
Morning. Or afternoon.
Since we are in Pyro, our gameplay changed. And the reason is pretty simple. Pyro taught us to be cautious. Yeah, where did it go? Yeah, these low fucking frame rates. 11 frame rates. Now, where did it go? We just lost it. Okay. We have another thing. Oh, look. Over here is... Oh, amazing, amazing. Ah, beautiful sunrises. Hurston. That is the reason Hurston is our home. Even though they say, what did they say? 13 degrees. Minus. Probably minus 13 degrees. It is cold. Yeah, where the fiction goes, right? Hurston is the closest planet to the star, but it's pretty cold. Microtech is also cold, but it would make sense because it is far out, far away from the sun. Crusader is now an actual planet, and Arcop is just a trash can.
Engines are on. Take off complete.
Alright, where do we go? Orint. And Orint is the first place where we will pick up boxes.
Landing gear raised.
Another thing that we noticed is on YouTube, when you stream or upload a game, video footage of a video game, you can select a game, and if you select Star Citizen, there is listed 2017. That is 7 years ago. And if the interviewee from Asmongold told the truth, then it would that we assume that Star Citizen, the MMO, had been officially finished in 2017. Whatever is the definition of done, they said it is finished.
Quantum drive is now off.
And maybe that is the reason why they do not list financial goals. Maybe that is the reason why they don't have pledge goals and stretch goals, as they call it. Because their business model changed. Their business, it's no longer crowdfunded project anymore. It is just, it is not tax avoidance, because at least on the recipients, they list taxes. That is quite interesting. It is a UK company, and that is, as far as we know, this the first company that lists explicit taxes on online service. At least we noticed. Might be others do as well, but this is just the first we noticed. expected. What is that? Is that a nurse? No. That is the stupid ground vehicle stands on every freight elevator. Is that the sign that these elevators do not work?
Docking request initiated. Docking unavailable.
A little bit unfortunate, because we actually thought we can finish these contracts.
Landing complete. Engines are off.
So what do we do here? Freeze teams. Ui, ui! Okay. Yeah, the Zeus is bigger. Bigger, larger. Yeah, afterwards we need to have some drinks. Yeah, even when the elevator does not work, we get rid of the boxes. Scrap. Doesn't look contracted. Looks like as if somebody tried to do some trading with scrap. Who does that? Yeah, okay. Nope, not that one. That one. Nice. Wait, what do we do here? Yeah, we got waste. We need to pick up waste. To lower. Is it? Did we pick that up from the elevator? It is not contracted. Is it not contracted because we do not have that particular contract activated, correct? Here as well, waste is not contracted. Teaser. So what else do we have here laying around? It's interesting, the base. Yeah. Okay, green. And more stuff. Yeah, I know the band. Somebody bought this stuff here. Eight frames. Oh yeah, fun, fun. Oh, best experience ever. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's see at the end we will dehydrate because with this low frame rate, yeah, like this, with this low frame rate, okay, oh, god damn it. So we have our stuff. Let's see if we can drink. No, why should we? It's not a bug, it's a feature. Can we drink? So what else is on the list? We did Orint, we did Handley, we did Pinewood. We will go to Han.
Shields are off.
Yeah, at least navigation works properly this time.
is now off.
Yeah, and exactly, we missed opere, so on the way back we need to go to opere.
Quantum drive is now on. Quantum drive is now off. Shields are on. Docking request initiated. Docking unavailable. Landing gear deployed.
There's no elevator. So here we have some pickups. Han is this one. Fuck, helmet. Whoa. God damn it. Don't we have pickups from here? Why don't we have boxes here? We are at Han. Pick up freight elevators. Oh no. Rider. Orient we have. Okay, right. Okay, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Elevators work fine. We are gonna check the loot. Nothing going on here. Not much. Just one ship. Of course. Of
Hi.
course. Sorry. Well, this is Han. Yeah, probably the wrong cycle. So check again the terminal. No, comport. Do we have Han listed? No, we do not have Han listed. Yeah, and the reason is probably because we try to avoid moon. So far, really interesting. We always sold to Opera, but Anderson has the highest price, and Han is just a little bit below Hadley. See ya. So Ryder is the biggest exchange, and afterwards we need to go to Opera. Pick up some boxes and then Lowville.
Takeoff complete. Shields on. Landing gear raised.
we check tractor beaming.
Bottom
Tractor
drive is now
beaming
off.
on the Taurus, and it is nerfed. We haven't checked the ship's tractor beam from the Zeus, because up until now we haven't actually the use of
Bottom drive
tractor
is
beaming.
now on.
When we do these kind of contracts, we need to have a clear mind. We need to know which boxes are where. But if, let's say, for trading, for example, we would utilize the tractor beam just because it's completely different tractor beaming work. And if we do the money run at RCOP or Crusader, lots of 1 SU boxes, where we do not need to take care which boxes needs to go where, then we also use the tractor beam. But beside that, sometimes we absolutely do not understand what beam. No. Checkmate. Oh, fuck.
Welcome to the ASOS vehicle retrieval system. Your insurance claim has been sent. Please.
It is extremely stuttering, but it says... Okay, yeah, 9 frames. Like we used to have. No, 8 frames.
Welcome to the A-Class Vehicle Retrieval System. the ASOS vehicle retrieval system. Your insurance claim has been... Your vehicle has been moved to authority. Your vehicle has please visit us again.
and absurd reasoning. Absurdity and suicide.
Want to drive is now off.
suicide, it can be seen, without further explanation, that there is a direct connection between this feeling and the longing for death. The subject of this essay is precisely this relationship between the absurd and suicide, the exact degree to which suicide is a solution to the absurd. It can be established that for a man who does not cheat, what he believes to be true must determine his action. Belief in the absurdity of existence must then dictate his conduct. It is legitimate to wonder, clearly and without false pathos, whether a conclusion of this importance requires forsaking as rapidly as possible an incomprehensible condition. I am speaking, of course, of men inclined to be inhabitant themselves. Stated clearly, this problem may seem both simple and insoluble, but it is wrongly assumed that simple questions involve answers that are no less simple, and that evidence implies evidence. A priori, in reversing the terms of the problem, just as one does or does not kill oneself, it seems that there are but two
Drive is now off.
either yes or no. This would be too easy, but allowance must be made for those who, without concluding, continue questioning. Here I am only slightly indulging in irony. This is the majority. I notice also that those who answer no act as if they thought yes.
We got a body marker. That is a good sign.
They think yes in one way or another. On the other hand, it often happens that those who commit suicide are sure of the meaning of life. These contradictions are constant. It may even be said that they have never been so keen as on this particular. On the contrary, logic seems so desirable. It is a commonplace to compare philosophical theories and the behavior of those who profess them. But it must be said that of the thinkers who refused a meaning to life, none except Kybalion, who belongs to literature, Peregrinos, who is torn of legend, and Jules Lecour, who belongs to hypothesis, admitted his logic to the point of refusing that life. Schopenhauer is often cited as a fit subject for laughter because he praised suicide while seated at a well-set table. This is no subject for joking. That way of not taking the tragic seriously is not so grievous, but it helps to judge a man. In the face of such contradictions and obscurities, must we conclude that there is no relationship between the opinion one has about life and the act one commits to leave it? Let us not exaggerate in this direction. In a man's attachment to life, there is something stronger than all the ills in the world. The body's judgment is as good as the mind's, and the body shrinks to annihilation. We get into the habit of living before acquiring the habit of thinking. In that race, which daily hastens us toward death, the body maintains its irreparable lead. In short, the essence of that contradiction lies in what I shall call the act of eluding, because it is both less and more than diversion in the Pascalian sense. Eluding is the invariable game. The typical act of eluding, the fatal evasion that constitutes the third theme of this essay, is hope. Hope of another life one must deserve, or trickery of those who live not for life itself, but for some great idea that will transcend it, refine it, give it a meaning, and betray it. Thus everything contributes to spreading confusion. Hitherto, and it has been not wasted effort, people have played on words and pretended to believe that refusing to grant a meaning to life necessarily leads to declaring that it is not worth living. In truth, there is no necessary common measure between these two judgments. One merely has to refuse to be misled by the confusions, divorces, and inconsistencies previously pointed out. One must brush everything aside and go straight to the real problem. One kills oneself because life is not worth living. That is certainly a truth, yet an unfruitful one because it is a truism. But does that insult to existence, that flat denial in which it is plunged, come from the fact that it has no meaning? Does its absurdity require one to escape it through hope or suicide? This is what must be clarified, hunted down, and elucidated while brushing aside all the rest. Does the absurd dictate death? This problem must be given priority over others, outside all methods of thought and all exercises of the disinterested mind. Shades of meaning, contradictions, the psychology that an objective mind can always introduce into all problems have no place in this pursuit and this passion. It calls simply for an unjust, in other words, logical thought. That is not easy. It is always easy to be logical. It is almost impossible to be logical to the bitter end. Men who die by their own hand consequently follow to its conclusion their emotional inclination. Reflection on suicide gives me an opportunity to raise the only problem to interest me. Is there a logic to the point of death? I cannot know unless I pursue, without reckless passion, in the sole light of evidence, the reasoning of which I am here suggesting the source. This is what I call an absurd reasoning. Many have begun it. I do not yet know whether or not they kept to it. When Karl Jaspers, revealing the impossibility of constituting the world as a unity, exclaims, "This limitation leads me to myself, where I can no longer withdraw behind an objective point of view that I am merely representing, where neither I myself nor the existence of others can any longer become an object for me." He is evoking after many others those waterless deserts where thought reaches its confines. After many others, yes indeed, but how eager they were to get out of them. At that last crossroad where thought hesitates, many men have arrived, and even some of the humblest. They then abdicated what was most precious to them, their life. Others, princes of the mind, abdicated likewise, but they initiated the suicide of their thought in its purest revolt. The real effort is to stay there, rather, insofar as that is possible, and to examine closely the odd vegetation of those distant regions. Tenacity and acumen are privileged spectators of this inhuman show in which absurdity, hope, and death carry on their dialogue. The mind can then analyze the figures of that elementary yet subtle dance before illustrating them and reliving them itself. Absurd walls. Like great works, deep feelings always mean more than they are conscious of saying. The regularity of an impulse or a repulsion in a soul is encountered again in habits of doing or thinking, is reproduced in consequences of which the soul itself knows nothing. Great feelings take with them their own universe, splendid or abject. They light up with their passion an exclusive world in which they recognize their climate. There is a universe of jealousy, of ambition, of selfishness, or of generosity. A universe, in other words, a metaphysic and an attitude of mind. What is true of already specialized feelings will be even more so of emotions, basically as indeterminate, simultaneously as vague and as definite, as remote and as present as those furnished us by beauty or aroused by absurdity. At any street corner, the feeling of absurdity can strike any man in the face. As it is, in its distressing nudity, in its light without effulgence, it is elusive. But that very difficulty deserves reflection. It is probably true that a man remains forever unknown to us, and that there is in him something irreducible that escapes us. But practically I know men and recognize them by their behavior, by the totality of their deeds, by the consequences caused in life by their presence. Likewise, all those irrational feelings which offer no purchase to analysis. I can define them practically, appreciate them practically, by gathering together the sum of their consequences in the domain of the intelligence, by seizing and noting all their aspects, by outlining their universe. It is certain that apparently, though I have seen the same actor 100 times, I shall not for that reason know him any better personally. Yet if I add up the heroes he has personified, and if I say that I know him a little better at the 100th character counted off, this will be felt to contain an element of truth. For this apparent paradox is also an apologue. There is a moral to it. It teaches that a man defines himself by his make-believe as well as by his sincere impulses. There is thus a lower key of feelings, inaccessible in the heart but partially disclosed by the acts they imply and the attitudes of mind they assume. It is clear that in this way I am defining a method. But it is also evident that the method is one of analysis and not of knowledge. For methods imply metaphysics. Unconsciously they disclose conclusions that they often claim not to know yet. Similarly, the last pages of a book are already contained in the first pages. Such a link is inevitable. The method defined here acknowledges the feeling that all true knowledge is impossible. Solely, appearances can be enumerated, and the climate make itself felt. Perhaps we shall be able to overtake that elusive feeling of absurdity in the different, closely related worlds of intelligence, of the art of living, or of art itself. The climate of absurdity is in the beginning. The end is the absurd universe in that attitude of mind which lights the world with its true colors, to bring out the privileged and implaceable visage which that attitude has discerned in it. All great deeds and all great thoughts have a ridiculous beginning. Great works are often born on a street corner or in a restaurant's revolving door. So it is with absurdity. The absurd world more than others derives its nobility from that abject birth. In certain situations, replying nothing when asked what one is thinking about may be a pretense in a man. Those who are loved are well aware of this. But if that reply is sincere, if it symbolizes that odd state of soul in which the void becomes eloquent, in which the chain of daily gestures is broken, in which the heart vainly seeks the link that will connect it again,
how you doing?
then it is as if there were the first sign of absurdity.
You still there? We are playing in full screen mode. That means all 3 UHD monitors for Star Citizen. That is yeah, there's some boxes missing. A requirement since 4.0.1 that you need to have a standard aspect ratio. That's why we cannot see anymore the chat. Means we need to alt tab out to check if there is a chat. So what we are doing here is recovering our own ship because we crashed. What happened? Not sure. Okay, one thing is clear, we definitely cannot finish the contract, not at all. And when we look around here, we don't see more boxes. No. Oh, that didn't happen for a long time. That definitely didn't happen for a long time. Yeah, was to expect. Yeah, we would say that was it for this session. Thanks for watching and see ya